Hi everyone, Julie here. Today I want to talk about the many dialects and versions of Arabic. So if you're trying to learn Arabic and you're just beginning, you're probably wondering what the heck is all that about and which one should I learn and everything. So I'm going to try and explain it. Obviously, I'm not a native Arabic speaker. I'm just a learner and I'm still a beginner. So if there are Arabic speakers watching this who have a different information or image or relationship to their own language, please correct me. But this is what I've learned so far as an Arabic learner and who's lived in Jordan for a little bit. So MSA stands for Modern Standard Arabic. It's also called sometimes Classical Arabic, Literary Arabic, Fusha in Arabic. And basically what it's used for is the Quran and the news and like official stuff and literature, political content, like very kind of intellectual, stuff, official. But people don't speak MSA, like people who speak Arabic all throughout Swana don't speak MSA, they speak their local dialect. There are many local dialects. Here is a map. And you're probably wondering, well, then who understands what? So from what I understand, right, most people throughout the Arabic speaking world understand MSA, but they don't speak it together, and they might not be, some people might be able to like adapt and speak MSA to a foreigner who's only learned that dialect. I mean, it's not dialect, but like that version of Arabic. But a lot of people will struggle and they will speak in their local dialect. So if you as a foreigner learn MSA, you'll be able to watch the news and you'll be able to work in more official settings in Arabic, but you won't be able to communicate very easily with most people in Arabic speaking countries. And the dialects, from what I understand, some dialects are more understood than others. Egyptian dialect, I think, is quite well understood throughout Swana because it's there's a lot of like soap operas and movies and stuff made with Egyptian actors and actresses. So it's a dialect that's fairly understood. I think that Levantine or Levantine Arabic, which is the one I'm learning, is also understood pretty well because I think it's the closest to MSA. And also there's a lot of music and again, like content coming from Lebanon and Jordan and stuff. So it's fairly understood throughout the Arabic speaking countries. And then I think that people in the Gulf and people in Morocco are the ones who understand most other dialects. Like they're not very well understood themselves, but they understand most other dialects. That's the information I have so far. I'm not exactly sure why. And I think it's a topic that's a bit of a debate between Arabic speakers. So I don't even want to get into that, like the why they understand or whatever. But you as a foreigner who wants to learn Arabic, which one should you learn? I think it depends on your goals. If you want to learn Arabic so you could read literature and poetry and more official things, then do learn MSA, but know that it will be difficult to communicate with people and it'll be difficult to use contemporary content like movies or music to learn the language. But if you want to live in a specific country or if you want to work with people from a specific country, then learn their dialect. And then later on, you could always learn MSA, which is not that different, depending on the dialect, it's not super different. So also if you do want to work in official things, like international relations or stuff like that, and you will need MSA when you get there, but you want to learn with people. Because for me, for example, it's a very big part of my learning process is to actually communicate and exchange with people. So I do want to learn MSA at some point, but I know that if I only start with a language that I can't really speak with anyone, it's going to be very hard and frustrating, and I'm not going to enjoy it, like not going to enjoy the process, and I'm probably going to give up. But having those interactions with people and the culture, the music, and being able to travel around and, you know, enjoy the food, and for me, that's a big part of my learning process, and my motivational, you know, process. So that's why for me personally, I learned Levantine Arabic with the goal of learning MSA later on. If you're a person who really enjoys more abstract stuff, then do start with MSA, and later on you can always adapt to one or other dialect if you move to the Middle East, to Swana. So yeah, I think it really depends on your goal. Just know that if you learn MSA, you won't be able to communicate very easily with people. If you learn a local dialect, you'll be able to communicate much better with people from this region, from the region, you know, of that dialect. But you won't be able to listen to the news or like read complicated books at first. So it really depends on your goals. I do think that learning MSA is a little bit like learning Latin, because no one really speaks it, which I think makes it very difficult to learn. And I've met people who've been studying for 3 years and they're really frustrated and they don't have much motivation to keep learning because they can't communicate with people. And that's, I think, is very important. So yeah, depending on your goals, you choose whichever one you want. I'm going to link a ton of resources for learning MSA and for learning other dialects. I think there's a lot of resources for learning Egyptian Arabic. It's pretty popular. I think Levantine Arabic is also gaining in popularity nowadays. And there's a ton of content to learn MSA online. So I'm going to link all of that in the description. And if you have any more questions, please let me know, because I can maybe give you the answer in the comments, or I can ask my friends and my Arabic teachers for the answer. That's it for today. Bye.